नमः सर्वेभ्यः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः पुनः स्वागतम्। This is the lesson, the series of lessons from Bhagavad Gita that we are looking into to learn something for our day-to-day practical life. And any Shastra, for that matter, has its very presence and very existence only to refine and to upgrade the human life as such. Anything that does not suit the human communication, human relation, then it is no more remains as Shastra. So here Bhagavad Gita as Shastra of Yoga, looked up by thousands and matured minds to seek solutions for problems that they are facing at their own levels. Evidently, we see Arjuna looking at Krishna with the question in his eyes, starts asking question after question, and Krishna Bhagavan tries to handle him in a possible manner. We are in the second chapter looking at the definitions of yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam samatvam yoga uchyate. Then little more further we are pondering upon on the lessons from Bhagavad Gita. So here, after that, Bhagavan says this is yoga and you have to settle all your functions and actions in yoga and you need to perform. That is the only way you can get rid of the bondages of karma. Then listening to this description of yoga and yogi and rest of it, Arjuna has the following question. He is perplexed about why Krishna is trying to bring in the topic which I have never asked, and trying to explain what is Atma and what is Karma and who is an Atma Jnani and rest of it. Immediately Arjuna gets a question, says, Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava sthitadhihi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. He is curious to know how would be the behavior of the one who is realized, one who has visualized and experienced the true existence of that Atma. Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha. You have told the prajna, the intellect, will be as stable as it can be by the intervention of yoga. In fact, it is not intervention, but it has to be, and it ought to be the flow of life of a yogi or a jnani. In fact, there is no difference between yogi and jnani. There are two phases. These are two facets of the matured one who has realized oneself, is that Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha. Bhasha, kasyam bhashayam eshah sthitaprajnah bhashanam karoti. Samadhisthasya keshava yaha samadhau sthitah tadrishah yogi sthitaprajnah sthitadhihi kim prabhasheta किम आसीत व्रजेत किम स्थितधीः यस्य बुद्धिः यस्य धीशक्तिः स्थिता भवति तस्य स्थितधीः किं प्रभाषेत कथं सः भाषणं करोति किम आसीत कथम उपविशति व्रजेत कथं गच्छति इति एते प्रश्नाः Arjuna gets in his mind that how does a realized one speak, how does he walk, how does he communicate, how does he sit in a place. So these are all curious questions that Arjuna has. If you say we have a possibility that being as a human being you can be realized one. After listening to all the description of Atma, now Arjuna asks, if you say that there is Atma Jnana, there are some people who have realized the Atma, then tell me, how do they look like? What do they eat? How do they sleep? What do they speak? How do they walk? All these curious enough to know that Arjuna is asking Sthitaprajna. So hereafter, few shlokas are completely dedicated to know the details and features and the qualities and characteristics of Sthitaprajna, which is one of the very core concepts, one of the special contributing concepts from Bhagavad Gita. In other words, in other Upanishads, we find this kind of narration about Sthitaprajna, but not explicitly that Arjuna is getting lessons from directly Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So, Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. To Arjuna, Bhagavan says in the following fashion: प्रजहाति यदा कामान सर्वान् पार्थ मनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते. You see, here this shloka is very, very important in terms of defining who is someone matured or who can we rely upon as a point of reference for all kinds of knowledge which had to be experientially possible. He says, Prajahati yada kaman. Kaman yada prajahati chahati tyajati. When he is done away with all the desires. And where do they exist? Desire? Sarvan partha manogatan. Manasi ya ye kamaha bhavanti Yaha tan sarvan tyajati. The one who has discarded all the desires from the mind. In fact, desires exist and they make home in our minds. The desire of all the senses, desire of comforts that we seek through the body is originating from the mind only. It is not that eyes are willing to see. Eyes are not looking for to see something unless the mind says, okay, mind says, you watch a movie, why don't you look at the nature and enjoy? Why don't you look at beautiful flower? Why don't you appreciate the beauty outside? So this is the instruction, this is the bogies of desires in the mind but percolated to the body, and hence body is enacting all the desires which are existing in the mind only. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan manasi ye santi kamaha tan yada prajahati atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthitaprajnaha tada uchyate. This is yet another continuation of the description of Sthitaprajna. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha eshaha yogi atmani eva atmana tushtaha. There is nothing externally trying to make this yogi happy. It is the happiness independently existing from any other dependencies. All our claims are, okay, I will be happy when I get good food. I will be happy when my friends are around me. I will be happy when I'm having all types of comforts that I desired for till now. I am happy only when my parents pat me. I am happy only when Facebook and Insta likes are exponentially increasing. I will only be happy when others appreciate my work. I will be happy only when the students receive what I say. I will be happy only when children listens to my words. I will be happy only when in-laws are committedly following my instructions. So these are all conditions that we put upon ourselves to be happy. So I am dependent on many factors in my life for me to be happy. Is it not the situation that we generally come across, including each one of us? That means I am happy only when something is how I desire. I will only be happy when the conditions are fulfilled. But still, it is an external factor that is influencing me. Meaning, for my happiness, if something else is the cause, if something else is the source of my happiness, this is what the distinguishing factor between any common man and the yogi, and in specific terms, the person is called Sthitaprajna. Sthitaprajna is the one who is happy oneself, irrespective of the conditions, irrespective of all the other factors are going in sync with what one thinks or how one wants. So the one of the major qualities of Sthitaprajna here, as mentioned in this Bhagavad Gita, Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Tushtaha, happy, in bliss condition, in ecstasy, when Atmani eva atmana. However, all the time within oneself. No external dependency is the cause of one's happiness. Then it is called, the condition is called Sthitaprajna. Sthitaprajna is the one who is happy by oneself all the time, irrespective of the conditions outside. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha sthitaprajna tada uchyate. Then दुःखेषु अनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीः मुनिः उच्यते. That person again is called Sthitaprajna, who is away from dukkeshu anudvignamanaha. One is not depressed or dejected when dukkha comes. When someone confronts dukkha, generally people have this tendency of getting dejected very easily for experiencing dukkha. Anudvignamanaha sukheshu vigatasprihaha, or overwhelmingly overjoyed because I am getting more sukha. Sukheshu vigatasprihaha vita raga bhaya krodhaha. Ragaha bhayam krodhaha etat etaihi tribhihi vimuktaha. One who is devoid of bhaya, krodha and raga. Raga, bhaya and krodha are the three very key and critical tool to change the behavior of a person. When one is with full of lust or desire or having a great ambition to achieve something, fact that causes the deeper repercussions in the future, in the upcoming days. So, raga, bhaya, and krodha. Bhaya is the fear. So, in fear, people are ready to do anything. And krodha is anger. So, these are the three evil vices that a Sthitaprajna is out of. So, here the Sthitaprajna description continues in few more shlokas that we will be seeing in the further sessions that we will be engaging in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadaha.